break away from our next live special here on the WWE Network. Guys, right now, take a look. There is Enzo Amore and Colin Cassidy.
Rich, these are my guys right here. You know what I mean? They're my guys.
Is Enzo Amore, and I am a certified G and a bona fide start, and you can't teach that. And this right here, this is Big Cass, and he's 7 foot tall, and you can't teach that. Bada boom, realest guys in the room, how you do?
You think Enzo pays someone to make his hair look that bad?
And this right here, this is Carmella, and she's hot as hell, and you can't teach that.
F-A-B-U-L-O-U-S.
You think Carmella pays somebody to make her hair look that good? I can guarantee you she does. Rich, I'm all about that bass, no treble, baby.
Carmella, and I am the princess of Staten Island and the most fabulous diva in NXT. Blue Pants went back to the clearance rack. That's right, I actually have a message for my opponent tonight, Emma. She likes to come out here dancing. Well, you know what? I like to dance too. And I'm gonna be dancing after I embarrassed her in front of the entire NXT universe. Bada bing! Hottest chick in the ring. How you doing?
And if you want to mess with a G, here's 1, 2, 3. And there's only one word to describe you. And I'm gonna spell it out for you. S-A-W-F-T.
And her opponent from Melbourne, Australia, Emma.
Guys, here we go. What a way to kick off NXT. And you talk about, well, two divas perhaps looking for some redemption here tonight. Emma looking to jumpstart her career, and Carmella, she mentioned it on the microphone moments ago, losing in her last outing to Blue Pants.
Carmella came up to me before the show tonight. She said, I want the NXT universe to know that I am now focused on competing with the established divas here in NXT. She feels that she's ready to hang with the Sasha Banks, Charlotte, Bayley, the established divas. She's not a flash in the pan. She's out to prove that.
Well, she's certainly not doing great with the other ones.
Hear the reaction for Emma. The NXT universe certainly hasn't forgotten some of the impressive matches Emma has had here in the NXT arena. You think back to the first NXT arrival just about a year ago, her and Paige going one-on-one.
It's been a while since we've seen Emma down here, and you can tell by the reaction from the crowd. She's been sorely missed. I personally can't stand when she comes out here because that music stays in my head for days at a time.
This is my original NXT crush, Emma. And I was talking to her before this match started, and she said, you know, she's a little upset. She's really been put on the back burner here in the WWE since Santino left. She's trying to get her career restarted here tonight.
See some of the attitude right here of Carmella. Very nonchalantly sitting on the neck of Emma, checking her nails.
Listen, if I'm Carmella, I just came off of that embarrassing loss to Blue Pants. I'm not taking anything lightly. I mean, she's confident in her abilities, but Emma's been established. Emma's done some great things in the Divas division. Carmella's taken her a little bit too lightly, and she's gonna pay for it.
Oh! Emma with a big clothesline. We talked about Emma wanting to be, well, thought about in the terms of, well, the Sasha Bankses, the Charlottes. 1 week from tonight, fatal four-way matchup for the NXT Women's Championship.
Oh, look at this. Look at this. Referee had to break the counter. Emma could have won the match right there. Oh, wow.
You see Carmella's head snap with that kick?
Emma getting pretty aggressive.
Ooh. Uh-oh. Oh, Carmella. Carmella submission maneuver locked in center of the ring. And Emma forced to submit.
Here's your winner by submission, Carmella.
Well, I guess, guys, good start when it comes to the superstars of NXT for Carmella. Gets a win against Emma, and guys, she just got all the right moves in all the right places, this girl does, Carmella.
She said she's ready for the next level for the rest of the divas. Be hard-pressed to argue with her.
A little bit more of an edge tonight out of Emma, but not enough to get the job done against Carmella. The guys changing gears right now. The NXT Championship #1 Contenders Tournament continues. We take a look at the bracket. 8 men started, only 4 remain. That includes Finn Balor, Hideo Itami, Adrian Neville, and Baron Corbin, all advancing to the semifinals.
And again, Rich, like you said tonight, you're gonna see Finn Balor take on his friend. He grew up with him. He was the one who brought him to NXT, Hideo Itami. They go head-to-head in the semifinals of the #1 contender NXT Championship Tournament.
But don't forget, former NXT champion Adrian Neville faces possibly his biggest challenge yet in the form of Baron Corbin, the undefeated big bad wolf of NXT. He wants the championship. Neville wants to have it back. This one's going to be huge.
And that matchup is next. Welcome back to NXT, just 1 week away from our next live special. And guys, tonight, the NXT Championship #1 Contenders Tournament continues, and what an opportunity for Adrian Neville, the former champion, to get back in that championship picture.
Such an important night in Adrian Neville's career to get back on the climb to the top of the mountain. Corey, it's a slippery slide when you're not winning every single night here. He does not want to be forgotten, and he does not want to lose momentum.
Final match in the #1 Contenders Tournament for the NXT Championship. Introducing first from Newcastle, England, weighing 200 pounds, Adrian Neville.
You're absolutely right, Alex. He sat on top of the mountain. He knows what it feels like to be the king, and he misses it worse than anything in the world. But if you're talking about huge challenges, you have to mention his opponent, Baron Corbin. This is a guy that's run roughshod over NXT.
His opponent from Kansas City, weighing 275 pounds, Baron Corbin.
And I tell you what, guys, I don't care if you are the longest reigning NXT champion of all time. You have got to be intimidated when you see the likes of Baron Corbin.
As successful as Corbin's been, this has got to be his biggest opportunity yet. Adrian Neville, a star of his caliber. Corbin hasn't been in the ring with someone like Neville ever before. What would it mean for him to walk out of here with a victory and a #1 contendership shot?
I think it's safe to say a defining moment in the career of Baron Corbin.
But on the other hand, when's the last time Neville had an opponent the size of Corbin?
You know, and I was going to ask you, Corey, directly, straightforward. I mean, is this the biggest test Baron Corbin has had as of late? There's a huge size advantage.
I would have to say that this is a huge test for both guys. As far as experience goes, Neville obviously way more experienced than Corbin. Corbin has the absolute size advantage. I can't pick either way.
Number one contendership in the sights for both of these men.
What I can tell you is I spoke to Baron Corbin. As I said, we run in some of the same circles. We have a lot of mutual friends, hang out from time to time. Baron Corbin believes he belongs at the top of the heap, at the top of the mountain. He doesn't understand why he hasn't been in the NXT title picture already. In the short time he's been at NXT, no one believes more that Baron Corbin belongs at the top than Baron Corbin.
Strength of Baron Corbin, but the quickness and the agility of Adrian Neville make for a pretty interesting matchup as far as competitor trying to counter each other's moves and style.
And Adrian Neville knows exactly what he has to do. He's a smart former NXT champion. Got to chop the big man down to size. No!
Big drop kick by Neville.
Oh, wow! What a shot!
What a right hand by Baron Corbin. He needs to capitalize. Look, Neville fell out of the ring.
Tell you what, I don't know if he knew where he was or if it was a smart move to get out of there. He might be out.
Corbin needs to take advantage. You're not going to get much better of an opportunity with Adrian Neville than Baron Corbin has right this minute.
Look at this, what an impact. Huge clothesline there by Baron Corbin.
And Rich, that's what we used to call a game-changing play out of Baron Corbin.
Forcing the former NXT champion to the outside. Corbin now rolling him back in, and Corbin seems to be taking his time and almost enjoying the punishment here of Adrian Neville.
It's the first time we've seen this out of Corbin. As I said a million times, he doesn't get paid by the hour. He doesn't step in the ring with intentions of being out there for a long time. So the fact that he's enjoying his work right now, this is a different side of Baron Corbin.
Yeah, and I have to say that I'm impressed by him because that, again, we talked about it, the former NXT champion. And Baron doesn't look nervous at all. He doesn't look hesitant. Like you said, Corey, he's taking his time, he's confident, and he looks very in control of this match right now.
Corbin carries himself with such presence and just an aura that surrounds him. Cover, trying to advance in the semifinals. An opportunity at the NXT Championship.
And the longer this match goes, the confidence of Baron Corbin just to continue to grow, and the panic of Adrian Neville going to continue to grow. He cannot lose tonight. This is a must-win to get back on top of the mountain.
Adrian Neville defeating Tyson Kidd to make it into this match. Meanwhile, Baron Corbin upending.
Wow.
Dempsey, and look at the strength of Corbin.
That's got to be it.
Cover, hooks the leg, and Neville. The former champ kicking out. Is that just instinct, Alex?
Absolutely. Corey, have you ever seen that move? I've never seen that move before, ever.
Baron
That's
Corbin
so impressive.
He about drove Adrian Neville through the ring. I'm surprised Neville's still conscious right now.
Whoever's coaching this kid's doing one hell of a job.
I've got to question Corbin's thought process here. Zach, he's taking too long. You can't give Adrian Neville any quarter.
Neville's a little wobbly, but still able to get some of those forearm smashes in.
Wow!
And just like that, the tide of the match has turned.
That is resourcefulness on the part of Adrian Neville.
That's where the experience comes in, the ring awareness.
That kick connected. Neville with a springboard drop kick, and out goes Baron Corbin.
I think it's the first time we've seen Corbin in a situation like
I was
this.
just going to say, it might be the first time we've seen him off his feet, but despite that, that shot to the knee.
I can tell you right now, Baron Corbin is not in a good place.
Adrian Neville catching the forward chin. Oh my goodness! Planted Adrian Neville chin first on the guardrail.
Sometimes raw power can beat experience, I guess. Very well scouted by Baron Corbin and just raw power. So impressive.
Raw power and the want to and the desire to do anything in essence.
Hey!
Whoa!
What
was that?
That was
What
Dempsey.
was that?
That was Bull Dempsey.
Referee count continues.
Dempsey ran Corbin head first into the pole. Corbin's still able to get in the ring.
Referee got to the 9 count. And Corbin just able to get himself back in the ring.
What's Bull Dempsey got to prove? He's already lost the match twice. Why screw it up for Corbin again?
And an opening for Adrian Neville. Neville to the outside, climbing the ropes. Here he goes. Red Arrow all the way. Oh! Neville connects. And Adrian Neville advancing in this tournament.
Here is your winner, Adrian Neville.
Let's not forget he's advancing in the tournament, but that's the first time we've seen Baron Corbin defeated.
Yeah, absolutely. And Corey, can we say he was really defeated? I mean, with the interference? Take a look at this right here. This is Bull Dempsey coming out of nowhere from the locker room and running Baron Corbin headfirst into a steel pole.
And Adrian Neville finishing things off with the Red Arrow.
We've seen it a million times. It doesn't miss the Red Arrow. Thanks for coming, Baron Corbin. Adrian Neville moving on to the #1 contendership tournament.
Guys, 1 week from tonight, it is our next live event here on the WWE Network, and we take a look at the #1 contender tournament. We take a look at the brackets. Adrian Neville, we saw just moving on, but, well, guys, what an opportunity it is for the other competitors as well.
Still to come, we've got 2 international sensations with a storied history that are going to collide. At stake, an opportunity to be the heir to the NXT throne. Finn Balor, Hideo Itami, the #1 contender tournament rolls on tonight.
And next week, these two have a chance to become the NXT Women's Champion when they take part in a fatal 4-way. But tonight, Bayley and Becky Lynch go one-on-one. We're just moments away from that matchup. And next week, Sami Zayn defends the NXT title against Kevin Owens. Owens says it's all about business and a better life for his family. But for Zayn, it's bitter and personal. We caught up with the champ earlier this week to get his thoughts on this upcoming clash.
This contract signing just proved that Kevin Owens is a master manipulator, even more so than I gave him credit for. Because when I really remove myself from the situation, take a look at what he's done, if everything he says is true about claiming to just be about this NXT championship and about this not being a personal issue, then he's gotten it to the point to where he knew all along he fleeced me. You know, he did. He even fleeced Regal. And Regal's seen every dirty trick in the book. If this is what he was wanted, if this is what he was really after and had nothing to do with me, which I personally don't buy, if that's what this is about, he had me come out there, he got me angry, he agreed to this non-title match, knowing all along that he was not going to do the match unless it was for the title. He got me so worked up to where I ended up begging, pleading to be allowed to defend the NXT championship. So I've got to hand it to him in that respect. But now, you know, where we're at now is February 11th. And a takeover, I can't tell you exactly what's going to happen, but I can tell you that I'm going to beat the hell out of him.
Your favorite WWE superstars are about to go beyond the ring. More than icons, more than champions. They are immortals. WWE Immortals.
Earlier tonight, Baron Corbin's chance to move on in the NXT Championship #1 Contenders Tournament was ruined by Bull Dempsey. We've just learned that General Manager William Regal has made it official. Corbin and Dempsey will square off in a no disqualification match next week at TakeOver live on the WWE Network. welcome back to NXT. And guys, as we get ready for this Divas matchup, we want to take you back to the TakeOver Our Evolution pre-show. Alex Riley, you were there. Bayley was ambushed by Becky Lynch.
Yes, simply trying to get a couple words out of Sasha, and things got really interesting from those two women.
And it was just 1 week later where Becky and Bayley in one-on-one action. Well, Becky taking advantage of that injured knee, forcing Bayley to tap out.
Yeah, and you know, this is just getting so, I mean, this is, there's no other word for it. It's a cat fight, and I can't wait for a week to figure the whole thing out once and for all.
And her opponent from Dublin, Ireland, Becky Lynch.
Well, it is 1 week from tonight. Fatal four-way matchup for the NXT Women's Championship. Bayley, Becky Lynch, Sasha Banks, and of course the champion, Charlotte. But tonight, perhaps an opportunity for, well, maybe for Bayley to get some revenge on Becky.
I'm curious to see if this new side of Bayley we've been seeing, if it comes into play tonight. We saw her, I was the last person on earth that expected her to give the Bayley to belly suplex to her friend Charlotte, happened in the middle of the ring. Who knows what she's capable of tonight with Becky Lynch, who we know she actively dislikes.
Friendships, rivalries, all that gonna have to be cast aside 1 week from tonight when the NXT Women's Championship is on the line. We'll see if that edgier side of Bayley makes itself apparent here tonight against Becky Lynch.
Yeah, and I'm interested to see how Becky Lynch does without the guidance and the tutelage of Sasha Banks. I mean, we haven't seen her really in one-on-one action without Sasha by her side.
Look at Becky going right after the injured knee again of Bayley.
It's a smart strategy by Becky Lynch. She knows Bayley's got the injured knee. Why not exploit it?
Guys, how important is it that Bayley stays healthy? I mean, we're 7 days away from the next live event special here at NXT and that fatal four-way match. She has got to find a way to A, win this match, and B, protect that knee, Corey.
That's a great point. That's a great point. You can't defeat 3 other opponents when you're not 100%. It's hard enough to defeat one.
Becky Lynch taking control early in this matchup. Lynch with 3 leg drops. Graves, you seem a little confused there. Hook of the leg. Lynch going for the victory and a kick out.
I'm not confused, I'm bothered. Becky Lynch comes out here week after week. She headbangs at inopportune times. She's got blatant misuse of the devil horns. This girl's the kind of girl that wears, she's the one that wears the band's shirt to the concert.
You take a lot,
she bothers me to no end.
You take a lot of pride in those devil horns, huh? You hold those dear to your heart.
Yeah, absolutely.
Lynch going back after the knee. Bayley able to, well, kick away, but Lynch viciously attacking the injured left leg of Bayley.
And you got to think that she learned techniques like this and strategies like this from Sasha Banks. I mean, admittedly, one of the dirtiest players here at NXT will do whatever it takes to win a match.
And that counter by Bayley.
It was a great counter. You can't deny Sasha Banks has had a very positive influence on the career of Becky Lynch.
Or negative, depending on who you're asking.
I mean, she's been racking up wins in the win column. That's all that matters around here.
Absolutely.
Bayley's in a lot of trouble. I got to wonder, how is that knee 100% to begin with now? Was it at the beginning of the match?
Oh, look out. And again, Bayley able to kick Becky away.
Bayley's in some trouble here.
Yeah, and Bayley right now just trying to survive in this match. And this does not look good in 7 days.
Hey,
well, there's Sasha Banks.
Is she out here for motivational purposes?
I don't know. Whoa, Bayley staging a comeback.
She's got to get both those legs working.
Nope. Oh, and again, Becky going after the left leg.
Great ring awareness by Becky Lynch.
Oh, man. Dragon screw out of the corner. That could be enough. Oh, hold on.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Bayley rolling Becky over. And a kick out at 2. Uh-oh. Bayley turning the tables.
A little eye for an eye, a little leg for a leg right here.
This is what we were talking about. This is what I was wondering. Were we going to see this mean streak in Bayley?
Bayley going after the left leg. And look at this.
Half crab.
Submission maneuver. Single leg crab. Center of the ring. Becky Lynch crawling to the bottom ropes. That'll force Bayley to break the hold.
It's a smart move by Becky Lynch. Using the ropes, there's nothing wrong with that.
Sasha Banks offering encouragement.
You gotta wonder though, Sasha Banks is gonna be competing against Becky Lynch
Look
in a
out.
week.
Sasha just threw Becky back into the ring. Look at that, Bayley to belly. Hook of the leg. And Bayley victorious. And the smirk on Sasha's face.
Winner, Bayley.
The boss looks pretty pleased with herself.
This is going to make things awfully interesting 1 week from tonight, isn't it?
Yeah, and guys, that was a great win for Bayley, no doubt. But I mean, we got to keep thinking about that knee, Corey. Is that knee going to be healthy enough in 7 days to compete in that match? I don't think so.
I don't know, but look what's going on right here. Uh-oh.
It's the NXT Women's Champion, Charlotte. One week from tonight, fatal four-way matchup for the NXT Women's Championship. I mean, all these competitors have been friends, not so much now.
It's a lot of combustible moving parts that are going into this match. I honestly love when these environments and situations take place here at NXT and the WWE, and I cannot wait for 7 days from now.
Oh, what a matchup that is going to be. I mean, combustible situation, no doubt about that at all, right?
Yeah, and you got to credit William Regal. I mean, he was the one that really organized this whole thing for our entertainment, put them in a fatal four-way match. I agree with it. The perfect move out of the GM.
Well, we know that next week, Sami Zayn will put the NXT Championship on the line against Kevin Owens. Right now, we take your comments earlier this week where Owens discussed that upcoming matchup.
What happened at the contract signing is exactly what I knew would happen. I walked in knowing that it was for a non-title match, but I also knew that I wasn't going to sign anything until it said it was for the NXT Championship. And you know what? Sami knew it. He knows me. And I got what I wanted. And now on February 11th, at TakeOver, 2 months after my debut to the day, I'm going to take the NXT Championship. Trust me.
Well, whoever walks out of TakeOver as NXT Champion might have to face one of these two men. Former tag team partners ready to tangle in order to get one step closer to a match with the NXT Champion.
You ever wake up with that feeling like it's one versus all? An endless cycle. Eat, sleep, conquer, repeat. Eat, sleep, conquer, repeat. You think life's got you all figured out. Think again. Remember this. Be fearless. Harness your hustle, loyalty, and respect. And they'll love you till your last breath. Find your comfort zone and find what fits you.
Just last week, the team of Blake and Murphy shocked the NXT Universe by capturing the NXT Tag Team titles from Kalisto and Sin Cara, the Lucha Dragons. The former champs get their rematch 1 week from tonight live at TakeOver. The NXT titles are on the line when Blake and Murphy battle Kalisto and Sin Cara.
You are just too gorgeous. You're the most gorgeous man in the world. That's gorgeous, I know. This is
Excuse me,
what?
Tyler?
What?
Sorry. You've been eliminated from the NXT Championship #1 Contenders Tournament. What are your plans now?
That's your question, Devin? That's your question? Wow. Cutting-edge journalism from you. It's a new year. It's 2015. And I lost one match. Big deal! Will tell you my plans, though. I plan on watching the rest of this tournament very closely. Wait, what was that? What was that, Devin? Oh, I think this interview's done! Thank you. We told her. She knows now.
Welcome back here to NXT, and guys, we have a very special guest joining us on commentary. Adrian Neville will be joining us for this next matchup here in the, #1 Contenders Tournament, Adrian.
Hello, gentlemen. It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you for having me.
It's a pleasure to have you here. Welcome.
Alex, how are you?
I'm doing well.
The following contest is a semi-finals match in the #1 Contender Tournament for the NXT Championship. Introducing first from Tokyo, Japan, weighing 180 pounds, Hideo Itami.
Adrian Neville, 1 week from tonight, you will face the winner of this matchup. An opportunity to become the #1 contender for the NXT Championship. Do you have a favorite?
Well, Rich, I'm out here just to scout these guys purely to see what the competition will be next week. Obviously, I know Hideo very well. You don't go to Japan without learning the reputation of Hideo Itami.
And his opponent from Bray, County Wicklow, Ireland, weighing 190 pounds, Finn Balor.
Corey Graves, there's not a lot of words that we can use that can describe the entrance of Finn Balor besides chilling.
Arcane, mystical, enigmatic. This guy, he gets your brain working on levels you didn't know it had. This is one of the most creative superstars I've ever encountered in my life. He's unusual. He kind of exists in his own little world, but man, is he exciting to watch. And I gotta say, he's my pick tonight.
And Adrian, I gotta take this opportunity. I'm gonna piggyback off what Corey Graves said. Do you agree, first of all, with the talent of Finn Balor? And is there a man you'd rather face in the finals of this tournament? Would it be Balor or Itami?
Well, Alex, I don't think you can deny the talent of a man like Finn Balor. But I think in this case, it is these men who have to go through me. I am proven NXT, and these men are largely unproven. So either man, I'll be happy to face them both. I look forward to the competition.
So here we go. Hideo Itami, Finn Balor. One-on-one, both looking for an opportunity to become the #1 contender. This year, the semifinals of what started out as an 8-man tournament.
But think of what's happening right now. Just realize what is going on in front of our very eyes. A few months ago, Hideo Itami recruited and brought Finn Balor to NXT. They were partners, they were successful together, and now they're both vying for the same opportunity.
Yeah, the same goal.
And you guys talk about opportunity. I got to ask you, Adrian, I mean, how important is it for you to win this tournament and get an opportunity to regain the NXT Championship?
Well, Alex, obviously it means the world to me. 2014 was a huge year for Adrian Neville. with the exception of December. Now, 2015 hasn't gotten off to the best start, but it's certainly been improving. I know you've been watching, I know you saw me defeat Tyson Kidd and then go on to defeat Baron Corbin, who has been unstoppable here in NXT.
What an amazing matchup so far. Both of these two guys know each other so well. I mean, as a tag team, Corey, they took care of the Ascension, beating the Ascension twice, and right now going one-on-one, countering each other's moves. I mean, this is incredible.
Well, I can speak for experience with the man sitting to my right, Adrian Neville. We were former NXT Tag Team Champions.
Absolutely.
When we decided to do battle, man, we knew each other inside and out. It was some of the hardest competitions of my life.
It changes the dynamic completely.
Corey, how hard is it to leave friendships aside?
Well, I don't think anyone gets in this industry to make friends. You get in here to be the best. Hideo Itami said it, Finn Balor said it, Adrian Neville says it. You want to be the best. You're not here to make friends. You do along the way, but it's all about the championships, all about the success.
Guys, an opportunity at the #1 contendership hangs in the balance as NXT rolls on.
Getting yo.
You can take a swing at my ego. You can make a run for my crown. Even if your stare makes me nervous, you ain't gonna take us down. There'll be no need for crying. Like the phoenix we will rise.
Back here on NXT is former NXT champion Adrian Neville joins us on commentary right now. Hideo Itami trying to put away Finn Balor, and a kick out at 2, the semifinals of the #1 contenders tournament for an opportunity at the NXT championship.
And it should come as no surprise how evenly matched these two have been. It's tit for tat, it's reversals. These guys know each other. Every time someone gets an advantage, a second later they lose it.
And Adrian, I talk about this all the time. I think one of the most important things that an NXT superstar or WWE superstar
hang on, Hideo, cover, kick out at 1.
Can do in his career is weather the storm, okay? This is a business where you need to survive, you need to outlast. Do you feel like you're in the storm right now, having lost that NXT championship?
I feel like I was certainly weathering a storm, but I feel like I'm certainly on a roll right now. My momentum is picking up. I'm in the finals of these tournaments, Alex, so I feel like certainly I'm not in a storm right now.
Yeah, and you were friends with Sami Zayn.
Hideo, another cover, and again a kick out by Balor.
And hopefully still are the best of friends and have a mutual respect for each other. What's it like being in there with all that pressure, with your life on the line, really your life on the line, your career on the line, being in there with your best friend, just like these two gentlemen are right now?
Well, I think it's more being in the ring with the best in the world. And that is what's more important. And these men are certainly the best in the world at what they do. And I'm a very competitive person. I live for competition, and I live to face the best in the world, regardless of our relationship.
And so was the NXT championship more important to you than friendship?
Hold on, sunset flip, roll through drop kick by Balor. Hook of the leg, cover, trying to put Itami away, and a kick out at 2.
Alex, this business is about winning titles. Nothing more, nothing less.
Was there a moment in that match when you lost? Was there a moment that you felt yourself breaking, getting emotional, hesitating? Do you think that's what cost you?
Not at all.
Finn Balor working on the chin, the neck of Hideo Itami. Corey Graves, what is this?
Finn Balor is one of the most creative superstars I have ever seen. I've said it time and time again. Whether that be his elaborate entrances or in the ring.
Hold on, cover, is that enough? Nope.
It was a submission move of some sort. It was effective regardless.
Look at this, another cover. Cradle and a kick out by Hideo.
And Adrian, I've always called you one of the smartest champions in NXT history. Certainly a very bright man when I talk to you. You're scouting these two, obviously. What are you looking for right now? Are you planning a strategy? Are you looking for a weakness? What's going on in your brain?
Well, obviously you look for a weakness, but you also look for the strengths of these men. You look to counter what their strengths are and scout them defensively and offensively.
Cover by Finn Balor. And again, a kick out by Hideo Itami. Did you hear the crack of the chop and the kick?
sounded like lightning struck right here.
Again, Adrian Neville joining us on commentary. Scouting this matchup, Adrian will face the winner of this matchup 1 week from tonight at our next live event here on the WWE Network.
And Adrian, if you were to win this tournament and go on and regain the NXT Championship, I mean, what does that mean to you? Does it mean money? Does it mean security? Does it mean fame, fortune? What's the first thing that comes to your mind?
Alex, it means everything I've ever worked for in my entire life.
Yeah.
It means a step to the next level, which is, of course, a step to Raw.
So it's really about you and your craft and really all the time and effort you put into this.
Finn Balor, back elbow cover.
It's about my life's work.
Yeah.
Again, Hideo Itami able to kick out.
But the money and the fame isn't bad either, right? You can be honest.
Right back into the submission maneuver. Balor, Corey, has been doing an awful lot of work on the neck to shoulder area of Hideo Itami.
This is a great strategy by Finn Balor. What he's doing is he's neutralizing Hideo's most effective weapons, his hands and his feet. If Hideo can't kick, if he can't strike, if he can't throw those chops, he becomes extremely...
Cradle, and Hideo able to shimmy out.
becomes extremely susceptible to attacks from Balor.
Big kick in the corner. Finn Balor connecting with the side of the head of Hideo Itami. One of these two men will go on to face Adrian Neville. Cover and a kick out at 2. We're back here on NXT. Finn Balor connecting again with another lightning strike chop. The winner of this matchup will face Adrian Neville next week, live on the WWE Network, and well, a new #1 contender will be named. Also next week, Sami Zayn battles Kevin Owens with the NXT Championship on the line.
And Adrian, with everything that's happened with Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, and that being the guy you grew up with, Sami Zayn, your best friend, can you please tell me, as graphically and as in detail as you can, what did that feel like to you to see Kevin Owens do that on Sami Zayn's big night?
Well, honestly, Alex, I met Sami when I was 18, so I didn't exactly grow up with the man. But he's a close friend, so it's hard to take. But that's the nature of this business, you know. It's dog eat dog, and you have to expect that. And
did you agree with Kevin Owens? Did you agree with the move?
Absolutely not. I thought it was distasteful. And,
Hideo Itami flying clothesline cover. Is that enough? A kick out by Balor.
So it's safe to say you'd rather face Kevin Owens than Sami Zayn for the title.
Alex, I want to face the champion, whoever it may be.
This is the first time in a while we've seen this momentum behind Hideo Itami. Finn Balor's on the defense for the first time in quite a while here in this match.
Oh my goodness! Oh man! Pele kick! Counter after counter!
And the playing field is even once again. This could come down to who gets to their feet first.
And look at that, Balor seems to, well, looks like he kind of tweaked his knee on that Pele kick. Certainly didn't plan it, but not good.
The intensity of both of these two competitors, Finn Balor to your right, Hideo Itami on the left. What do these guys have left in the tank?
Adrian, do you feel like you're watching yourself and Sami Zayn in there right now?
I know what it's like to be in there. I know what that feels like.
Two former tag team partners, the combination of strikes and kicks by Hideo Itami.
This is what I was talking about. This is where Hideo gets very, very dangerous.
Finn Balor.
Whoa!
What an impact with that corner drop kick. Balor with the sling blade.
Balor needs to make a cover.
And Alex, you mentioned it, seems to be favoring that knee. Finn Balor could have an injured knee.
He could be the number one, or could be moving on in the tournament right now if he could have made a cover there.
Look at that drop kick. And did you see Hideo Itami's head bounce off the turnbuckle? Hideo Itami flat on his back. Finn Balor to the top rope for the #1 contendership, the opportunity.
Coup de grace.
Cover. And Finn Balor moving on. 1 week from tonight, will face Adrian Neville. Take a look at how this one unfolded. Hideo Itami, what an impact on the drop kick.
Back and forth, it seemed like neither man could get an advantage. Everything got reversed. Sling blade right there by Finn Balor. Here comes a gigantic drop kick. Almost sent Hideo through the turnbuckles.
Right there, that was the knockout blow, really, that set up this. Finn Balor coming off the top in slow motion for you to continue on to the finals of the NXT Championship Tournament. And Adrian,
let's take one more look at that kick in the corner. Finn Balor with a head of steam and Itami's head bouncing off the turnbuckle.
And Adrian, here you go. You're watching it right now again in slow motion coming off the top. Finn Balor, certainly a talented human being. This is the man you face in 1 week. I want your honest thoughts.
That's right, Alex. Finn Balor, an unbelievable competitor, and I honestly look forward to next week.
Live on the WWE Network, Balor versus Neville. The finals of the #1 Contenders Tournament. Let's take one more look. Guys, in slow motion here, look at Balor, full speed ahead, and look at Itami.
Oh! That might have been it right there. I think Itami might have lost consciousness right there. His head bouncing off the turnbuckle. The coup de grace. We've seen it time and time again. How impressive.
And that's it, Corey. I know as well, cervical spine, I mean, such a sensitive part of the body. Hideo Itami taking a bad blow against the turnbuckle, and then Finn Balor able to capitalize. But I agree with you, it was the shot prior, it was the drop kick that won Finn Balor the match tonight.
What an awesome display of respect between these two warriors.
The NXT Universe very vocal in their appreciation. Finn Balor defeating Hideo Itami. Next week, live on the WWE Network. Our next live special, there is Adrian Neville. He will face Finn Balor. One of these two men will become the new #1 contender for the NXT Championship. Adrian Neville and Finn Balor eyeballing each other, perhaps sizing each other up. That's your matchup next week to determine the new #1 contender to the NXT title live on the WWE Network. What an amazing bout it's going to be, but the question remains, who will hold the championship once all is said and done between Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn?
I walked in with a plan, which worked out beautifully.
Kevin Owens has been waiting 14 years for this opportunity. It is his night to shine.
I wouldn't have missed his match for the world, and I didn't just watch it backstage on the monitor. I creeped out through the curtain so I could feel the audience, and I welled up. I welled up with tears.
And Kevin Owens with the victory here tonight in his debut.
I would say I was as excited for my debut as I was for Zayn versus Neville.
Sami Zayn! Full of the kick! Sami Zayn has done it! He is the new NXT champion!
I was so happy for him. Still am. I'm still really happy for Sami.
The NXT locker room coming out to congratulate Sami Zayn and his best friend, Kevin Owens.
After all our friendship had endured up until that point, he could still kind of give me that nod. It meant a lot to me personally.
What a night for these two friends. This has got to be surreal for those two guys at the top of their game.
I should have seen the whole thing coming. I really should have.
I waited for that spotlight for 14 years. I wasn't gonna wait at the back of the line. I traveled the world for 10 years with Sami Zayn. All the places that you hear Sami Zayn brag about, I've been there too. And it was all to ultimately end up here though. But they called him first. Sami stole me and him getting here together. And at one point, I'll admit, thinking that this wasn't gonna happen for me.
Everything I ever did out there was about getting me here, and it was the same with him. I think the honest to goodness truth is we were on the same path, and he got married and had a kid, and I think that's when things really changed for us.
All he has to worry about is himself.
I never thought that on a night like our Evolution, when you finally arrived, and I finally arrived, that you would do that. It's moot now, because at TakeOver, I'm gonna beat the hell out of you. I'm not wrestling one more match unless it's against Kevin Owens.
I'll fight anyone and everyone, but I fight for a prize. That is the prize. That means more money. That means a better life.
He was never gonna do it for non-title, because that was his plan all along. He ruined more than a moment. He ruined a friendship, he ruined a lot of things, I don't know, but I just know I'm gonna hurt him. He hurt me and I'm gonna hurt him.
You wanna see Sami Zayn kick Kevin Owens' ass?
Kevin Owens is going to win the NXT Championship 2 months to the day after his debut. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it.